Hello, this is a story of Rana. He is a tip Mustang that we picked up from Ridgecrest Corrals with, we picked him up with these two other Pintos. They are from the Cold Creek Spring Mountain gather in Nevada. They were the emergency gather because they were starving. And I got to see them right after the gather, and they were so sad looking, but now the BLM has them looking fat and healthy after a couple of months. And they were two 8-year-olds and an 11-year-old. So Rana here is 8. And the tip program, we teach them how to be haltered, lead, tie, pick up their feet, and load on a trailer. And then we find them an adopter. And this horse was so cool. He was so friendly and so easy. He wasn't afraid of us. So I did something a little different where usually we just gentle him and kind of touch him and get used to them being around us. And so he wasn't really scared of me. He was a little pushy. So I started him in the round pen, pushing him around a little bit so that I could have my protective bubble around me. And one of the potential adopters wanted to see if he could jump. So I'm like, oh, I'll just throw this Cavaletti in there. And he wasn't scared of it or anything. He just went for it. And he actually has kind of a cute little jump. And so since he wasn't really paying much attention to that, I put it up higher, and man, little dude could jump. So here he had gotten where he was more respectful of my bubble. So now I'm working on getting close and touching him again. And I have the halter in my hand, and I'm getting him used to just me walking up with the halter, not turning his head away. And he touches his nose with the halter, and then I walk away. And pretty soon that led to me being able to really easily halter him. Because if they're putting their head away, I'm not going to kind of force them to do it. I want them to kind of, come toward me and almost put their head into it. So here is the point where we are at the halter. And I like to do it this way and the other way where I put my arm around their neck. I'm trained them to do it both ways. So I was really happy with that. And this is it. This is training a tip horse. We just basic gentling and handling and stuff. And you can see how sweet he is. And then they still get adopted for the same $125 fee as a completely wild one, but then they're not wild. They've had some training on them. So this, the adopter of this guy is actually a little girl in Northern California, and she wanted to use him for 4-H, and the mom wanted us to put some rides on him, and usually we want at least 30 days to at least get him started under saddle, but this guy was just so easy. He was so quiet, and this is his first saddling. He could really care less. He moves around a little bit, and he was just so tiny that we ended up having to find another cinch to put on him, which is what a sitter walked over to the fence to do there.
Seriously, just tighten that?
But I mean, it's the least eventful saddling I think I have ever seen. So we had no problem with. We kept him a couple weeks, and the sitter put a few rides on him under saddle, and he was just. I mean, this is how he handled every bit of training, from picking up his feet to loading on the trailer to being saddled. Just a great mind. If there are still a bunch of these horses at the Ridgecrest Corrals in California, if you can get your hands on one of these Cold Creek Spring Mountain horses, they are fantastic. Really, really love this guy. And he's just a little plain bay, but he's super cute, and he's just so friendly and sweet and quiet and calm. And who cares what color he is? So here he is going to just kind of move him around and see what he does. And I'm like, sometimes they can be quiet when you first put the saddle on, and then they can kind of buck around or something like that. And this guy was just I've literally carried the saddle my whole life. It was he could care less. It's so fun to train a horse like this because they're going to get a great home because they're just so quiet. This is his first ride. You see we switched saddles out because that saddle was so big on him. It's a smaller saddle, so Siddle looks huge in it. He just looks huge on him in general because he's Siddle's about 5'11", and this guy, he's 14 hands, but he's just this little compact little dude, and he's just ride him in a halter. He could care less that he's up there. Just love it. Really cool horse.
What?
So Rana in Spanish means frog, because I just thought he had these long back legs that looked kind of like a frog, so that's what I named him. And then the sitter was like, you named him a girl name, and there's another word in Spanish that's masculine, and I'm like, it's not my first language, so it sounded cute to me. I just left it at that. I think they renamed him Brownie now, which is completely adorable and perfect for a kid's pony. But yeah, his adopter is a young girl, and she couldn't have picked a better horse. This is his first time out of the round pen, so just took him out and rode him around like he's this old broke trail horse. I love how curious he is too. He's not really afraid of anything. Like he's never even seen this water trough before, and he's just like, oh, what's that? And he's riding him in he's riding him bitless right now. He's just in a side pull. And he has a dressage whip because that's how he trained him to go forward on the ground. So if he just needs to reinforce with a few taps, it's not a big deal. And there's this big scary machinery, and he walked right by it. Just a super cool horse. We don't always get him this easy, and it sure is nice when we do. So here's his adorable little person in Northern California who just loves her little pony, and she's riding him out on the trail, and this is why we do this. I mean, this is a tip horse, but this is why we train these Mustangs, for these beautiful little happy endings. Thanks for watching. Bye.